Hello everybody, it's Sam from Safe Spaces with Sam, and in this video I'm going to tell you all about the happy hormones, what they are, how to get them, and the reason that we need them. So I'm sure you will have heard of some of these before, this won't be anything new, but our happy hormones are oxytocin, endorphins, dopamine and serotonin. And the reason that we need those four happy hormones for our brains is because, as the name suggests, they keep us happy, they keep us regulated, and it means that our lives are going to be much more simple. We'll be able to deal with more stuff if we're getting enough of each of those things. Quite often in a coaching session, that will be a big part of one of our sessions, sitting down and working out, okay, where can we improve getting each of those different hormones, because they're really, really important. So oxytocin is the love hormone, as we call it, and basically we get that from connections with people, from feeling that love, physical touch, those sorts of things, and it means that we are going to have that sense of connection with somebody or lots of people, friends, partners, whatever it might be, and that gives us our oxytocin. So it's difficult for kids who don't like physical touch. My eldest is certainly one of those. So if she's having a bit of a crisis moment, saying, "Do you want a hug?" No, doesn't work for her, which is a shame, because it would help, because it would get that oxytocin going. When I've had sessions with kids and they've said to me, or I've said to them, do hugs help you? And they say, "Yeah, I love hugs." I'm like, yes, because it's a really quick, easy fix. Okay, so physical touch, getting that connection with someone, that's your oxytocin. Dopamine is our reward hormone. So we get that from feeling a sense of achievement, from doing things that make us feel good, make us feel happy, and also from chocolate. So yeah, watch that one. Those of you that have got kids who like sweet food, particularly if they've got neurodivergence, it's the dopamine that's doing that. Also, lots of children dopamine hunt from goading in arguments. So this is a really weird one. If two siblings are having a bit of a fight, or you can tell that one of them's picking a fight, as I called it, goading, it's because they've got a lack of dopamine. They're obviously not doing it on purpose, but often we find it in schools as well. Kids will sit next to each other and they'll just be poking at somebody, and I say to them, "Stop dopamine hunting." They're like, "What?" And I explain it, and then they're like, "Oh, is that what I'm doing?" And they don't realise, obviously, but yeah, so poking, goading doesn't help. So in terms of good ways to get it, apart from chocolate and goading people and starting fights, you can give yourself a goal to achieve. That's a really great one to do. The other thing to note is that when children are gaming, they are getting lots of little hits of dopamine every time they achieve a level, kill a character, whatever it is. And gaming companies are very sneaky. They've actually employed psychologists to help them develop the games by putting in these little dopamine hits along the way, which get our kids addicted to it. So that's why for a lot of children, coming off gaming is really hard, trying to get them off it at the end, because they still want that dopamine. For those of us who, I say us because I'm very guilty of this, who like scrolling on Instagram reels and that sort of thing, every time we do that, we're getting a little dopamine hit. YouTube shorts are very much about dopamine hits. So all of these things that we have in tech have purposely been designed to make our brains want more and more and more and more of them because of that dopamine. So it's important we try and get that in more healthy ways, let's call it. So then moving on to serotonin, that's made in our gut. So having a really good, nutritious, healthy diet helps a lot. Also, and this is only something I found out fairly recently, there is a microorganism in soil and mud that helps us as humans to produce more serotonin when we touch it. I don't know entirely the scientific way it happens, but that's a proven fact. So if you've got younger kids, older kids, whoever, and they love playing in mud kitchens or being outdoors and helping you plant stuff in the garden, all of that kind of stuff will help that serotonin production as well, which is also amazing. Endorphins, this is what we get from exercise and fresh air. So endorphins are a really good one at this time of year, because it's much easier obviously to be out and about, and actually you can pretty much hit everything on a good old walk, because if you go for a walk, you're getting fresh air, and exercise, you're achieving a goal of going out for the walk, and if you can hold someone's hand or have a little bit of physical connection whilst you're there, job done. That's all of them hit. So I think going for a walk is a great one. And also the sun, actually, that helps with your happy hormones. And looking for glimmers whilst you're out on the walk. For those of you that have missed other videos I've done, glimmers are noticing the good things in your day. And if you can try and do that on a daily basis with your kids, you know, whilst they're sat down having dinner or just before they go to bed. It's a habit we've fallen out of, actually, more recently. But just say to them, if they're particularly having a bit of a poopy day, say, like, come on, tell me one good thing that's happened today. Tell me a glimmer. Tell me something good that's happened. And I'm actually much better at doing this now. If I'm out and about, I will notice the glimmers now, because it's something that I've got into the habit of doing. So, and what we mean by glimmer, so as an example, as I'm recording this, it's the springtime. So seeing the bluebells at the side of the road, you know, the daffodils a little bit earlier in the year. As you go into the year, different things for the different seasons that you can spot outside. Or just, you know, nice conversations you've had that day. It doesn't have to be something big and major, just something that's a nice little glimmer to notice in your day. You'll have a much more positive mindset if you can think about those glimmers. Okay, let me know in the comments what you think about your happy hormones. How are you going to get each of those today? Make a little plan for yourself, and I promise your mental health will be better as a result. Okay, bye.